Protection of the majority turns into abuse of a few. Images of police brutality are viral on the internet, but those who get this kind of treatment are far from serial killers. You don't have to look far to come across stories of seniors, children, and even dogs being mistreated, shot, and killed by the police.
A police officer getting out of his car and they're repeatedly hitting a man who appears to be just standing on the street.
Unprovoked attack on a man during the G20 protests. Minutes later, the man died.
Due poliziotti sono stati arrestati a Milano, sono accusati di aver pestato a morte un barbone.
The 3 police officers are in custody after one of them allegedly beat a man to death in southeast Moscow.
Brutality and assault filed against Chicago police officers.
A sheriff's deputy has pleaded not guilty to charges he assaulted a 15-year-old girl.
Paralyzed man tossed from his wheelchair by a sheriff's deputy.
Are considering charges against a white officer in the death of a black suspect.
$1 million lawsuit will be filed, and a protest is now planned in response to the New Year's Day deadly officer-involved shooting.
Human rights groups are accusing police of using excessive force.
Demonstrations against police brutality claim some officers are using heavy-handed tactics against innocent people.
After all I have been through myself and seen, read on mass media, I have come up with a probable solution to inappropriate behavior of law enforcement officials, who exist to protect and serve its citizens, whose taxes pay their wages. The letter I am proposing to you now, I have sent to UN General Secretary, leaders of democratic nations around the world, justice departments, and news agencies. I sent about 500 copies overall and had responses. Therefore I sincerely thank those persons who answered for taking this matter seriously and wish that other competent authorities will acknowledge the problem as soon as possible. Let us now read the letter together, and after you will hopefully reach a decision of your own. Dear Mr. President, please help to stop the torture of people in democratic Europe. Law enforcement officers, primarily police and security guards, have the ability to arrest people, especially dark-skinned people, in the name of law, regardless of their guilt. They can escort these people to a room, such as a dressing room, even the law enforcement calls it Swedish and German lager, a vehicle or another place without public views nor security cameras. There they can beat, torture or even sexually assault these people. When victims of such cases try to stand up for their rights and seek justice, the guilty officers have the excuse, violent resistance to the law. Thus it is their duty to deal with them. Law enforcement often censors such cases so society never hears about them from the media. There have been numerous cases all over the democratic and humanitarian Europe. For more information, 120 cases. Contact Mr. Juan Fonseca, Chief of Discrimination Bureau in Stockholm and former member of Swedish Parliament, or Amnesty International's EU office. Some cases are covered by the media. For example, in Swedish Channel 4 News showed a video taken with a mobile phone where European police officers are seen torturing refugees in torture rooms. In Stockholm, a central police station had pictures of non-Caucasian officers with SS written on them. There are many other similar cases happening, possibly now as you are reading this letter, and the guilty parties suffer no consequences. If this type of violence committed by law enforcement isn't stopped, victims will continue to be damaged not just physically but mentally. This type of behavior may result in even more violence when victims want to release their anger and aggression for this injustice. There have been numerous cases in France, Sweden and other countries where people have obtained weapons for shooting, explosions, and so on.
They are images all too familiar to the people of France. Riot police under attack. Flames on the streets of a Paris suburb. For a second night in a row, running battles in Villiers-le-Bel. Petrol bombs thrown at officers who responded with tear gas and rubber bullets. Passers-by forced to duck for cover behind parked cars. A number of police officers injured in the clashes.
There are even more cases in the US and around the world available online as evidence to back up this proposal in order to end these kinds of barbarian behaviors.
Private